بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful.
والصلاة والسلام
Praise be to Allah,
على رسول الله.
and peace and blessings be upon His
خامة
Messenger.
الرئيس
Your Excellency,
Trump.
Mr. Donald Trump,
رئيس الولايات المتحدة
the
الأمريكية.
President of the United States of America.
صديقة أصحاب الجلالة
Your
والفخامة
Majesties,
والسمو.
Your Excellencies, Your
أحييكم
Highnesses, I would like to welcome you to your second country, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
ويسمح لي
Leaders of
قدر
both
عليهم العالمين العربي
the Arab and
والإسلامي
Muslim worlds,
أن أرحب
please allow
بفخامة
me
الرئيس
to welcome
الصديق
His Excellency,
دونالد
our
ترامب
friend Mr. Donald Trump,
الولايات المتحدة
the
الأمريكية
President of the United
في قمة
States, in a
تاريخية
historic, unprecedented summit
تنعقد في
that
وقت
is
شديد
held at a
الأهمية
time of
وبعد الخطورة.
paramount importance and extreme danger.
أن لقاءنا
Our
هذا
meeting
بفخامة
with the
رئيس
President of the
الولايات
United
الأمريكية
States,
التي تربطها
country
بالكثير من دولنا
that has deep and friendly relations with many of our countries,
يجسد اهتمام
embodies
فخامة
His
الرئيس
Excellency's interest
وحرصه على
in
توثيق
and
التعاون
keenness on deepening cooperation and continuing to coordinate positions in different fields. It also signifies that our Arab and Muslim countries that are gathering today, and whose number is 55, and whose population exceeds
عدد سكانها المليار ونصف المليار
1.5 billion people,
تعد شريكا
are important
مهما
partners
في
in
محاربة
fighting
التطرف
the forces of
والإرهاب
extremism and
وفي
terrorism,
تحقيق الأمن
as well
والاستقرار
as in achieving world
والسلم العالمي.
security, stability, and peace.
ويحن فخامته في
His
جعبة
Excellency
الكثير
has many hopes and
بالآمال
aspirations
والطموحات
for cooperation
التعاون مع العالم
with the
العربي
Arab and
والإسلامي.
Muslim worlds.
وإننا إذ
As we
نتقدم
thank His Excellency and appreciate his
بفخامته
attending
استجابته
and
الحضور
participating in this
والمشاركة في
summit,
هذه القمة لنؤكد
we would like
سعادتنا
to confirm
وامتناننا
our
باختياره
pleasure and appreciation for his choosing your country, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and your summit as his first foreign trip and participation, which reflects his interest and the interest of his country in your blessed summit.
بقيمتكم المباركة. كما
At the same time,
نؤكد في
we
الوقت ذاته
confirm that
أننا
we share
نبادر نفس
with
المشاعر
His Excellency the same noble feelings of constructive cooperation to reject extremism, work on fighting all forms of terrorism, stop its financing and its propagation, dry up its sources, and stand firm in confronting this scourge that poses a danger
الآفة الخطيرة على الإنسانية جمعاء.
to all of humanity.
ونجتمع اليوم
We
في
are
هذه
gathered
القمة
here today at the summit
نعبر عن
to express
جدية في اتخاذ
seriousness in
الخطوات
taking vigorous steps to
لتعزيز
realize a true
شراكة
partnership
حقيقية
with the friendly
مع
United
الولايات
States
المتحدة الأمريكية الصديقة ما يخدم
in a
مصالح
way that
مشتركة
serves our common interests and contributes to achieving security, peace, and development for all of
وما
humanity.
يؤكده دين الإسلام
This is what
الحنيف.
our straightforward
أيها
Islamic
الإخوة
religion
والأصدقاء
confirms.
الأعزاء،
Dear brothers and
إن
friends,
مسؤوليتنا
our responsibilities
أمام
towards
الله
God,
ثم أمام
towards
شعوبنا
our peoples,
والعالم
and
أجمع
towards the entire world
أن نقف
is to stand
متحدين
united
لمحاربة
to fight
والشر
the forces of
والتطرف أيا
evil
كان
and
أيا
extremism,
كان مصدرها
whatever
امتثالا
their sources
لأمر
are,
ديننا
in
الإسلامي
response
الحنيف.
to the dictates of
وقد
our
كان
Islamic
الإسلام
religion.
وسيبقى
Islam
دين
was and will
الرحمة
always be the religion of
والسماحة
mercy,
والتعايش.
tolerance, and coexistence,
تؤكد ذلك
as
شواهد
confirmed by
ناصعة
brilliant
قد
precedents.
قدم الإسلام في عصوره
In
الزاهرة
its prosperous times, Islam provided the best examples of coexistence and harmony among followers of religions and cultures.
لكن اليوم نرى
However,
بعض
we see today that some presumed Muslims seek to present a distorted picture
لديننا.
of religion, a picture that seeks to conflate this great
تريد
religion
أن تربط هذا الدين
with-
العظيم الدين العظيم بالعنف.
with violence.
نقول لإخواننا
We say to our Muslim
وأخواتنا
brothers
وأبنائنا
and sisters,
وبناتنا
our sons and
للمسلمين
daughters
في كل مكان
everywhere,
بأن أحد
that one of the
أهم
most
مقاصد الشريعة
important goals of
الإسلامية
Islamic Sharia
حفظ
is
النفس
protecting
من
life,
الإشراف
and that there is no
ولا
honor.
شرف في ارتكاب
in committing
جرائم
murder.
القتل في الإسلام.
Islam
دين
is the
السلام
religion
والتسامح.
of peace and
قد
tolerance.
حث على
It
إعمار
urges
الأرض
its followers to develop
وحرم
earth and
التهلكة
forbids them from
والفساد
corrupting
فيها.
it. It considers killing an innocent soul tantamount to killing all of humanity. Our way to achieve the goals of our religion and win everlasting life in heaven is to promote the tolerant values of Islam, which are based on peace, moderation, and refraining from destroying and corrupting earth. We all, peoples and countries, reject in every language and denounce in every form damaging the relations of Muslim countries with friendly countries and profiling peoples and countries on a religious or sectarian basis. These odious acts are the products of attempts to exploit Islam as a cover for political purposes, to flame hatred, extremism, terrorism, and religious and sectarian conflicts, as the Iranian regime and the groups and organizations tied to it do, such as Hezbollah and the Houthis, as well as Daesh, Al-Qaeda, and others. The Iranian regime has been the spearhead of global terrorism since the Khomeini revolution until now. We have been in this country for 300 years and have known no terrorism or extremism until the Khomeini revolution began in 1979. Iran has turned down all good neighborliness initiatives offered by our nations with goodwill. It has responded with expansionist aspirations, criminal practices, and interference in the internal affairs of other countries, thus violating the principles of international law, good neighborliness, and mutual respect and coexistence. The Iranian regime thought that our silence was weakness and our wisdom was retreat until we had enough of its hostile practices and interference, as we witness in Yemen and other countries in the region. As we say this, we assert at the same time our respect and appreciation for the Iranian people. We do not hold people responsible for the actions of their regime. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has long suffered from terrorism and has been the target for it because Saudi Arabia is the center of Islam and the Qibla for all Muslims. Terrorist ideology seeks to achieve its fake legitimacy and its spread through targeting the Qibla of all Muslims and the center of their weight. We have succeeded in confronting terrorist actions, foiling many terrorist attempts. We have also helped our brothers and friends around the world to avoid plots targeting their security and stability. Dear brothers and friends, in our continued efforts in confronting terrorism, the GCC states concluded today a historic agreement with the United States of America to adopt strict measures to target financing terrorism by establishing a center in Riyadh to target terrorism financing. We look forward to more countries joining the center in the future, as this agreement will be a model to follow. Will be a model to follow based on our existing efforts in this regard. I confirm on behalf of my brothers, the attending leaders of the Islamic countries, that we will be firm in prosecuting anyone who finances or supports terrorism in any shape or form and bring him to justice. Mr. President, dear brothers and friends, in our continued war on terrorism, we confirm our resolve to eradicate Daesh and other terrorist organizations, regardless of their religion, sect, or ideology. That was the reason we all formed the Islamic Military Alliance to fight terrorism, which was a pioneering step to curb terrorism. Terrorism is a result of extremism. In light of the need to confront terrorism, we declare today launching the Global Center for Combating Extremist Ideology, which aims to disseminate the principles of moderation and tolerance, confront attempts to deceive the young, shield families and societies, and refute the frail claims of terrorists by cooperating with peace-loving nations and international organizations. Dear brothers and friends, achieved
بل التنمية المستدامة هي جزء جرعة التحسين الناجح بإذن الله تعالى وما تجسد رؤية المملكة السعودية 2030 في جوانبها المختلفة من الحرص على استثمار الشباب وتمكين المرأة وتنويع الاقتصاد وتطوير التعليم بدون شك أن المملكة السعودية
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia undoubtedly supports and encourages every effort by any brotherly or friendly nation that aims at accomplishing sustainable development in their countries. We emphasize that achieving peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis is a just and crucial demand which requires shared sacrifice and sincere determination for the benefit of all. The international community should intensify its efforts to resolve the Syrian crisis, to achieve the aspirations of the Syrian people and preserve Syria's unity and sovereignty. Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, the hopes and aspirations of our peoples are huge, and our responsibilities to achieve them are great. But your resolve, keenness, and care will enable us to face these duties with will and firmness, and we are committed to development as a strategic goal to confront extremism and terrorism and provide a prosperous life. May God help us achieve the good for our peoples. God bless you.